What's up, everyone? Welcome back. We're going to be picking up right where we left off with the previous event coverage videos, of which you can see linked down below or on the channel, covering all the normal events and how awesome it is to have everything fully active again and those daily logins to look into for all the special items we've been saving our resources. But now we have the Saint Altar. Blessed be thy, who's looking to summon a saint character from this altar. We got 5! And that's including Stella from the previous altar. She's our newest addition to the team, but some of these pink-haired girls actually require some attention. So let's go ahead and, without further ado, dive right into what we can expect with the Saint Altar. Let's go.
I wanna be immortal, like a god in the sky. I wanna be a silk flower.
Alright, everyone, as we're on our welcome screen now, we've got Lannis trying to show off, but we're going to go straight into all the events we've got going on and look at what the Saint Altar is actually about. So the altar itself will give you the opportunity to select from any of the 5 characters that are currently available. That's Stella, Lannis, Lair, Lunia, and Wendy. And when clicking on each one, you can go ahead and take a look at their details, and they're presented below as well. So Lair, who we have selected, is a DPS character, dealing damage to multiple enemies. Her basic goes into a column, and her active skill goes into the front row, but also does a bunch of additional damage boosts through her flame and ice abilities. So a great DPS character that's AoE, but is needing some support before you build her first. For anyone building her first, you might already have other support characters, but I personally started with Lannis. So as the Popus support character of the Saint Cathedral, she is a support character again, that's doing the Convict negative status, which she applies extra abilities to, but also increasing the damage boost of your DPS girls and the damage taken by enemies, including specifically allies that do this shine, ice, and flame damage to the enemies increase it by 30%. So it plays very well with Lair, but really any of the allies on your team. So granting your allies boost while they're in Lannis's Holy Decree Zone, and allowing items to stack up here. But their marks are great, the weapons are great. We'll have dedicated videos covering the abilities here, but these are 2 that I've really wanted to show off because they're the ones we built, and so we can talk about it. Lair will actually have a summoning video for. Lunia is the tank of the Saint characters and has a fantastic little ability. Is it shown here? Nope. Where is it? The convert skill. Don't see it being mentioned. Maybe it's on the weapon. They call it Golden Fall. Well, light pressure, this is like a control effect that is preventing enemies from activating at all. Conversion, there it is. She can taunt enemies. That's awesome. No other tank in the game actually has this, as far as I've realized. But this convert, you can basically just read it as a taunt skill, and if she hits the enemies on the front row, they'll just hit her only. It's hilarious when the opponent has healers in the front row, because if they're hit by Lunia, they'll heal Lunia the tank, because they can only target the enemy. So it becomes a 5v7 in those matchups, which is fantastic. It's hilarious. But Lunia's a tank. Unfortunately, she's not that popular because tanks, you only really need them towards the end game. But she is available in the novice event, so you can always pick her up there. I like Lunia, but just haven't had a chance to build her. Wendy is the exclusive healer, the only SSR that's available, but also available to the light faction. Fantastic healer that has the largest HP % boost heal on the allies with the lowest HP. Also giving them a cure shield, which is some extra defense, and purification to remove negative statuses, including control 4, which is difficult to remove. So really fantastic stuff here with Wendy, but again, healers, you don't really need it to the end game. The SR healers are good enough to handle all the early content and not require too many of your resources. And then the newest character to the addition of the Saint lineup is Stella. She is their control character, using her spell shield to deflect control back to the enemies. And then light spots, another ability here that reduces their defenses with critical resistance and critical damage reduction being reduced. She also has suppression, which completely locks down enemies. And for example, this cannot be selected by teammates. If Chloe was to try to activate Zero, who has suppression on her, Zero won't be able to activate. So Stella really locks down all those multi-action steps. But again, as a control character in the early game, you're looking for DPS and support to do as much damage and rank up on the leaderboards as possible. Stella doesn't really shine as one of those immediate characters to build until you have others like Lair and Lannis already developed, in my opinion, when you're building your team. But just with the active and basic skills, she can do work at 2-star, but with any of the altars, you want to try and build a 5-star Kaladin. But here we have just a quick little bird's eye heavenly view of the Saint characters that we have available. But now, once we're in the altar here, we have a teammate already summoning from the server. You get a free summon, a little nice animation of what it's like to pull from the altar, and then materials. We'll treat you out some cookies. So rewards that are available here, I think we can preview that. While we have Lair selected, there are resources that you can earn, gems, a couple of ticket materials, ghosts, which we'll get to in a moment, and then fragments of the character, up to the full 120 shards that you need for a full character. The other ones will just help you build to it. For summoning, you are rewarded as well. So you're looking at a healthy amount here. All right. The crates are consolidated together, so 120 there. That'll get you any of the Saint characters, or 24,000 altar gems. Keep that in mind. All the way up to 1,600 summoned, which looks like is the max. It used to be 2,000, but I guess we're at 1,600. And it's estimated that with the cumulative summon rewards that you can pull, as well as the gems that are available, 800 summons is what you would need to, in one sitting, get your character from 1-star all the way to UR rank. So that comes out to about 3,000 times 800 for 24,000. Well, 240,000. I almost said that wrong. That's a little embarrassing. Well, 240,000 of these stones is what you would need. So I think I need to open one of these crates, and I will be there. So I saved from the previous event because I wanted to do a day one sort of reveal. And with the endless trials coming back, we're gonna have to use Lair to try and knock it out as soon as possible. So really excited to get a chance to show off some of those same characters there. We'll have videos showing off what those upper floors look like. But Lair, Lannis, they're very important to use in those modes. So we put ourselves on the leaderboard. This leaderboard now, I want to warn everybody. You get these rewards when the event is over. So this box here, for anyone who's trying to aim for the upper position, you'll be able to pull a copy of a character if you need it. But if you pull the gems, you will not be able to use them because the altar is over. So yeah, if you're just really needing that one last copy to get an Oath 1 or Oath 3, you can go ahead and pull the character that you need out of the box. But I personally like to get that done while the event is running. Free to play players, you have to do what you have to do. But these stones, when you pull stones instead, you're still getting the girl, but you're pushing your altar summons up. And that's at least 80 summons that could get you into the next tier for another reward. So I like to use those to get the altar stones instead of getting the character, because the character won't help your cumulative summons, but the stones will give you the character and cumulative summons. Better in my opinion. So what can players do to pick up some of these resources? So we have some for gold, that's going to go ahead and get us 1,000. Some for gems, 24, that'll give us 3,000. It's a whole summon. And then daily, you will have to purchase this 2,700 gems. The whole purpose of saving your gems through the slower weeks is to, on a daily basis, without fail, pick up the altar packs that's available daily. Spenders, there's 1,000 that are up for grabs. We go ahead and pick that up too. We have some tokens left over, and also a free weapon ticket. We'll go ahead and take that. And then the ghosts. Ghosts are used, in my opinion, to pick up the weapons, saving you 80 tickets. But if you value, not 80, it's 60 blue weapon tickets are the equivalent of pulling a weapon here. But remember, you always have a chance to fail the weapon. So if you fail the weapon, and I'm really wanting to get Lannis's Emperor's Authority, but instead I get Stella's gauntlets, well, now I have to spend another 60 potential blue weapon tickets to get it and beat the RNG. So that's 120 tokens potentially saved by having a copy pulled from here. I like to load up on the weapons ideally, but if you're really close to that Oath 1 or Oath 3 of your character and you're not going to get the items here in time, using the ghost for the shard is also a good idea. I just personally prefer to use the altar events to load up on their weapons so that I'm saving blue weapon tickets that I can use for regular race SSR characters. Those only cost 30 blue weapon tokens instead of the 60 that these girls are needing. So I'm just saving a lot in the long run. That's my personal opinion, but ghosts should only be used for the light and dark character shards or weapons. Over here, if you need fragments, you can use them here too. That's perfectly fine. The only acceptable resource would be outfit coupons. You get 50 for 100 ghosts. It's totally fine. I know outfits are really important, but everything else should be ignored. Do not go for the SSR voucher. Do not go for any of the token tickets over here. Outfit tickets is at most. Everything else should go into your light and dark character. We have other ways of also earning some of these gems. I think you also get some ghosts here too. So by leveling up and fighting up to the hell difficulty of the boss, you can go ahead and earn yourself some rewards. These enemies can usually be one shot by a developed UR character, so your Cheryls, your Plutons. So just knock everyone out. Look at this. This is Callan. She's a support and knocks everyone out. So right away it's over, and you'll earn yourself 600 gems and 100 ghosts. And you can fight this boss up to 3 times per day, getting those rewards. So 1,800 stones per day to earn from that. So make sure you fight that daily. And then you can see a little bit of the story. So because Stella was the last one, we'll be going through her story arc again, earning rewards each time you fight them, some ghosts, and then some additional ghosts and altar gems at the very end, just for completing everything. Then the relic vault is also just available here. Not bad. So that's the immediate menu of the Saint Altar. Wanting to summon our items there. We'll have a dedicated summoning video for Lair, who we want to put together during the event. Now, for anyone who has characters built up, we finally have Wendy. Everyone will be able to collect some free gifts for characters that you have developed all the way. So Lannis, we have built all the way up, so we're going to be able to collect everything. Look at that. Okay, get another one of her frames. Why not? You can spend tokens to get some of these other rewards, but you do have to unlock tier. So if I have a 2-star Lannis, I can go ahead and get her weapon. Stella, I think we have up to a 2-star. The other ones are chained up, so we cannot buy this 198 token item because we don't have enough tokens anyways. But Stella's not 3-star. So it is what it is. Don't forget your Starlight Journey here. It's just some free rewards. Oh, we actually have Lair at 2-star too. So that to look forward to. We'll go ahead and close this menu. Themed closet. Now this is what catches a lot of people's attention. Now the eye candy outfits. All right. So Stella is available in this office getup. Looks like there's some coffee there. That's pretty nice. Lannis, as we see on the home screen, lazing out a little bit, you know, spilled her wine. Okay. I guess not carrying it out. That's some Louis Vuitton get up as well. Very nice. You know, we love Lannis. Great support character. Heels thrown on the ground over there. What happened to this pillar? Okay, Lair, who we're looking to pick up here, she's got this otaku girl get up and is playing with the video game and eating Lay's chips, Coke, and I think this is Poco? I don't remember what the name is called. But just eating snacks and lazing around. She usually throws all her work on Lannis in the story, but neat outfit. You know, it's definitely hitting all the themes. Then Wendy. This is an awesome getup in my opinion. It's like an idol theme. She's got the microphone and is, you know, on stage. She actually goes into battle with the microphone. All these stats are giving you full 15% stat boost, by the way. So there is actually a benefit to picking them up, other than the eye candy. But I'm a huge fan of this. You know, Wendy's outfit and getup. If only I had extra resources, I would definitely go for it because having a strong healer is pretty cool. But I've focused on Lair and Lan. Why is there a smiley face here? Okay. Then finally, Lunia with her studious student. You know, she's probably the youngest out of all of these. Don't look at Lair. She's like 1,000 years old. But Lunia here actually is still going to classes according to the story. So you're going to get her little studious book and spear get up, which is a nice outfit. I don't know if those are wings. They kind of do look like wings. And her little halo, and that's just a nice getup. Reminds me of Klee a little bit with the hat and the whole outfit, but you know, cool stuff. And these outfits will be available for 14 days, 180 tokens to summon each. I am gonna need a lot of coupons. Talking about the outfit coupons here because we already talked about the Valentine's event, and there's great outfits there too. And nothing extra, but you will see an endless trials icon over here for that PvE event that'll come up later this evening. Usually comes out on the same day as the event. But you have themed closet, starlight, and also the altar. Airdrop. So there is no rainbow ticket limited SSR girl from the normal races available during this time. This is strictly focused to the light altar, but on the 3rd week of this event, you will have Odo coming in from the Beast Folk. Weapons. So you can go ahead and select. Everything is going to be empty except for the Saint characters. And we want Lair's weapon. And this is what I meant earlier. 60 pools. Can we go ahead and get ourselves a weapon? Let's auto sell these so we don't have to do that manually later. You know, that's 20 blue weapon tickets. You know, I know these take a while to hold up, to save up, and that's why the slow weeks are important. But also why I like to use the white ghosts to pick up the weapons, because you know, we could use a lot. We could go all the way down to the 50 or 60 mark and fail. So now we got Lunia's land. So I just spent 50 blue weapon tickets to get the weapon of a character I don't need. How does that make us feel? Like I'd rather spend it on ghosts. Yikes. So let's keep summoning until we get the weapon. At least want to get one for Lair. There we go. We got Lair's tome. So we started at 585. We spent 90 blue tokens and picked up Lunia's weapon and Lair's weapon. I think that's good value, and obviously we beat the pity. But the problem is here that, you know, you could see this, even though it looks like a decent amount, run out real quick if we're pushing pity or getting the wrong weapons. And Lair's DPS, so we want to get her weapon as maxed out as possible. That's why it's important to consider using your ghosts each time the event comes around to just stack up weapons, even if it's a character you're not currently building, because you will eventually build them and you just want to have their weapons ready. My thoughts there. Marks. All right, so we've got a couple here that are committed to the specific character that's wearing them. So Convict and Rule, they belong to Lannis, and you get extra abilities off of them whenever you're targeting enemies that are affected with Lannis's Convict skill. So this boosts damage boost by 10%, and also increases it by 7% when defeating the Convict target, allowing it to stack on top of this. So you get the 10% plus a 21%, so 31%. And then if Lannis is wearing it, further debuffs them. So damage that they're taking. What? Well, in the Holy Decree Zone, the damage taken. Okay. So damage taken against Lannis is reduced by 20%. So it's like a little additional damage reduction. But I think the better way, because they can't ignore this, is she's just taking less damage overall. So it really helps her survival. Stick around longer and support your girls. Convict does a small increase in damage boost and damage reduction boost, so a total of 24% because it stacks 8 times. And if Lannis is the wearer, it decreases their damage or crit damage resistance by 8%, so helping out those direct damage. Good. I think one of these for Lannis is great. And then 2 rule marks, one for Lannis and one for your DPS girl. It's gonna be important. If you have 2 DPS girls, then you may want to have 3. Purify. This one is going to interact with Wendy for anyone that has her built. At the start of the battle, giving them an additional stack of Purify, the wearer and ally with the highest attack. So really protecting your DPS girls, making sure that they don't get controlled early. You can only have 2 per team, so you'll probably have one on both of your DPS girls. Maybe one on non-DPS. Okay, so you have to put it on your Wendy could use it so that she keeps activating and stacking more Purify marks, and then an important support girl. And they will both help your DPS character because of this highest attack rule gain a Purify stack as well. So they will start at 2. And then when Wendy activates, we'll give them a 3rd one, and now they're protected against heavy control 4, negative statuses. So just good all around, in my opinion, to keep them safe. Crossfire is going to play with Lair, increasing damage dealt to targets with Inferno, and also reducing damage if they have Frost Realm. So if you have Lair and another DPS girl on a team, so let's say Hayate, having 2 of these marks is just going to be incredible. They're just going to do so much damage to Lair's enemies. That is actually insane. Now Lair is playing a similar role to Cyana with that mark, so you would definitely need Frostfire if you have Lair. Radiant. The only characters in the game that I know of, I think Stella does it too, but Lair and Lannis. They use special skills. It's not really an action. They just sort of use the skill and then they trigger extra abilities. But whenever they do that, any wearer that has this mark is going to get a 15% damage boost that stacks twice. Also a damage reduction boost, making them tankier. So it lasts 2 turns, stacks 2 times. It's a 30% damage boost. This mark is very important for your DPS characters, and if you pick up a 3rd one, you can put it onto any of your characters that needs the extra survivability. But 1 to 2 DPS girls will greatly benefit from this. This is why I like having Lannis on the team. This mark is just super good. Heaven's Gift. Now this is an ability that only really triggers with Saint girls, giving them an extra stack of Holy Light to trigger their passives a little bit earlier. And then it also increases the stacks to 10, so that even if they pop all their stacks of Holy Light, they will still be able to build back up to it really quickly and clean up negative statuses on themselves. Eventually, when someone has a full lineup of Saint, if all of them have this Heaven's Gift mark, it's really hard to control them, really hard to debuff them. They snowball real hard. Steel Soul is giving Holy Assist, so this will work with non-tank girls, so you'll have Lunia on the team, and then something on your team that needs to survive longer will have this mark. and Lunia will help protect them with assists, absorbing some of the damage that they take. So at the start of the battle, helping you to be protected against burst damage. So your DPS girls, Lair, maybe Wendy, if they're taking too much damage, will be able to lean on Lunia to have some extra protection and not be killed off too early. And two newest marks, Spell Mirror and Suppression, they really go with Stella. So Magic Shield can deflect Control 3, which is pretty hilarious. You know, you're reflecting off Fatigue or Devour statuses to the enemy with the Magic Shield on Stella. And this can go on any girl, actually. But if Stella's the wearer, it'll give the target total % damage boost and damage reduction boost. Interesting. Oh, her magic shield. Because she can give a magic shield to an ally. Usually, I think it's the one with the highest attack, so it's protecting your DPS character. So then, if you have Lair as the one who's receiving the magic shield, she would do an extra 10% total damage. So, with Radiant, Frostfire, and Rule, if you put Spell Mirror on a team where you have Stella on there as well, just more damage boosts. Wow. Then in the first turn, 25% chance to upgrade Suppression. After the upgrade, Suppression chance additionally increased by 15% when Stella is at least 4-star. That's when she starts doing her Suppression abilities. So this is her control, where she can stop enemies from just completely doing anything. So this is mandatory. You need this mark if you're building Stella, just to get a better chance at the control. Control girls are all about chance. But we're going to be going for Frostfire because we're building Lair. So we'll have some of that to go with our summoning video. So keep an eye out for that. We will plan to do that this evening. Building ourselves a Lair on day 1. Very excited about that. Artifacts, there's no change. I really wish we had an extra banner here to go with that, but it's still not happening. And yeah. So which character or which resources are you looking to pick up here with the upcoming and now available Saint Altar? You know, having a great time talking about these events, you know, what's available, what we can do, how we earn the resources, and how we switch around and Herman actually really focus in on the Saint Cure that's available for us. So who are you looking to summon? I'm really eager to find out in the comments below, or if you catch me on the community Discord, ask questions there for how many copies you need, how your team is coming together. We're very excited to help out there and answer any questions. But that's going to be everything for this video. Keep an eye out for any others coming out this week that may cover the summon or the abilities on the girls strictly, and then some of the guides that we have on the community Discord as well. But yeah, that'll be everything for this one. If you're pulling any summons in this event, I want to wish you the best of luck and happy gacha.